Okay. Um, Hello YouTube, etc., etc. Y'all get my point. I don't got an intro yet. Um, but what I do have is a whole bunch of requests asking me to explain or record a tutorial on how I do my auras. Like, hold on, let me just show you. Like, it's a recurring thing in my games where I have like these Dragon Ball Z like auras and stuff like that for characters, depending on the game, depending on the character, whatnot. Um, yeah, and I've gotten fair amounts of requests for explanations on how I make them and stuff. So, because I'm terrible at recording videos and actually posting them, I'm just gonna do it live, and then the live will post for whoever, you know what I'm saying, needs to see how it's done. Alright, turn this off. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's just a shader and a Photoshop texture. Like, this is the aura itself, right? Mind you, uh, I have a better version of this particular one, and it's on him, right? Where we just go click, clack, right? Now the expanding thing with the camera is definitely a design flaw that can be fixed by finding the magical like positioning between the minimum and the maximum particle size. I believe the best thing I've ever used this with is like 1 to 1, but that's just huge, right? It just gets huge. The further you get from it, the bigger it gets. That's a problem. But like the closer you get to it, the more, well, it just kind of clipped out of the camera for now. But I want to say the actual number for this is somewhere, and like around there. I think it still I think it still gets huge. Yep, still huge. Okay, now it's just gonna be annoying. Let's see if we can find this real quick, people. You know what? I just realized there's 3 parts to this aura, right? Mind you, the part that we're looking at is not this one. It's the sparks that you see in the beginning. It's not that one. That's the little bit of oozing power from him. It's this one? Yeah, it's that one. So let's go into here and see if we can tweak and find these settings. See, that looks respectable, but then when you zoom into it, it becomes that little minuscule thing, and it's just like, why? So that's why I say, like, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's still pretty good if you find the right numbers for it. I think 0.7 in the big range is going to be like if I zoom out, it's still going to be huge. But let's try it. Yeah, like I thought. And I have yet to put like dedicated time to figuring out like how to make it not huge. So I don't know. But I'll still explain how I make it. Um like I said, it's basically a shader. I used this shader. I made this shader back in 2019. It's really, really basic, right? Where it's just like a remapping and texturing of, you know, it's just applying like these 2 textures to whatever particle you attach to this, basically. Like, I'm terrible at explaining this. See this right here? If it'll let It's determined to piss me off. So we're just gonna go a little bit slower with this explanation. Okay, great. You see that? That's Photoshop. Like, you draw out the type of particle or type of aura you want to go around your character. Make like a frame by frame section of it. Like, this is the 4 frames that it cycles through and repeats to make the aura actually move. You can do more frames than that. You can do however many frames you want. You can make it look however you want it to look. But yeah, between this texture and this basic shader that I guess I could take a screenshot of and make like a community post for or something, because I'm not going to stay on the shader for long, I guess. But yeah, it's nothing too complicated. It's nothing too serious if you know basic shader stuff anyway. But and then I just plug it into this particle system, which doesn't do a lot in and of itself either. See, it's going back up. I hate that. I hate that. I don't mind it being too big, but when it's too small, it just looks ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, and then you just plug in the shader right here, and then like it's just like a normal text sheet animation. Tell it how many frames you have, tell it how fast to go through them frames, you know what I'm saying? Basic particle stuff. There's nothing wild going on here for this to be set up correctly. And it still looks good, although that shaping thing is ridiculous, but yeah. If y'all wanted me to go into depth on like drawing the different frames in Photoshop and lining them up to make the texture itself, that is definitely out of scope for this video, but you know, leave a comment or something, and I wouldn't mind actually doing so. If y'all want more videos focusing on, or more focus on building shaders and explaining a different shader matrix and math and stuff behind that, I don't mind that stuff either. Really, videos going forward is just going to be different game development aspects and everything. I don't mind talking about any of it over time. We could just hop on live and do it, because I'm not gonna do it if I record it. I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna start editing. I'm never gonna finish, and I'm never gonna post it. But yeah. All right, guys. I'll catch ya later.